Welcome you. Today we're taking a deep dive into Bandai's latest offering, the FW Gundam Converge #28 collection. Now this isn't just any random set, it's a pretty compact assembly, 7 figures in total, slated for release in November 2025. And the price point is interesting too, 693 JPY suggested retail for each. Our goal today: unpack this lineup, see what makes each piece tick, and maybe explore some of those cool connections within the massive Gundam universe.
Absolutely. And what's really compelling about this specific set, number 28, is how it pulls from different corners of Gundam. You've got representation from Mobile Suit Gundam 00, that series is finished now, of course. Then jumping to the new series, Mobile Suit Gundam G-Qual-X, that's G-Quox. And rounding it out, a classic OVA, Mobile Suit Gundam 00083, Stardust Memory. It's quite the range.
That range is definitely a highlight. So let's start with maybe that dynamic duo from Mobile Suit Gundam 00, the second season specifically. We have the GN 00000 Gundam and the GNR 010000. And the really neat part here, I think, is how they're separate figures in the box.
Right, they come as individual units.
But you can actually combine them, right, to form the GN 000 by P plus GNR 01000 Razor.
Precisely, and that's key to understanding them. The 00 Gundam itself, it had that incredibly powerful but notoriously unstable twin drive system. Just getting those two GN drives to work together was a huge challenge in the story. So the O-Razor, it wasn't just extra guns or armor. Its main job really was to act as a stabilizer. It harmonizes those drives. So when they dock and become the 00 Razor, that's when you get peak performance. And, importantly, it allows for the safe use of things like the Trans Am system, that big power boost fans love. It's a great example of the figure reflecting the show's mechanics.
That really is a fantastic link between the design and the story. Okay, so from something established like 00, let's pivot to the brand new stuff. What about these figures from Mobile Suit Gundam G-Qual-X, or G-Qual-X? We've got the white Gundam, the main suit, I gather, and then a Char's Azaku and a standard Zaku GQ. What's the deal with this series and these clan battles?
Well, the G-Qual-X is interesting. It's introducing this whole concept of underground mobile suit duels called clan battles. Yeah. And what's strategically clever, I think, is how they're using familiar designs, these archetypes like the Zaku. Even calling one Char's Zaku, despite it being a new universe maybe, it instantly signals something to longtime fans.
Ah, so it's like using visual shorthand to make the new series feel grounded in the Gundam tradition.
Exactly. It anchors the new story. It lets them introduce totally new ideas like these clan battles you mentioned, but it still feels like Gundam. It's a way to innovate without completely alienating the existing fan base. A smart balancing act for a franchise this old.
Makes sense. Okay, balancing old and new. The set also digs into the Universal Century, Gundam's original and longest timeline. We get 2 mobile suits from that era. First, the RGM-79 NGM Custom. That's from Mobile Suit Gundam 00083. Stardust Memory, the OVA. My understanding is this was a pretty high-spec machine, but limited run for elite pilots.
That's right. The GM Custom is a fascinating case study almost in military hardware development within the UC timeline. It was based on combat data from the Gundam Alex prototype, the RX-78NT1. So it had fantastic maneuverability, loads of thrusters, a really capable suit. But the downside, high production cost. Yeah. Very expensive. So it couldn't be mass-produced like the standard GMs. It ended up being reserved for ace pilots in the Earth Federation forces. Kind of highlights that whole cost versus performance dilemma.
And that leads into the next one.
It does, quite directly.
Right.
Its successor was the RGM-79Q GM Quell. Now, the GM Quell is significant because it was the first mobile suit developed specifically for the Titans. That elite, often ruthless task force formed after the conflict shown in Stardust Memory. You can see it in the design that signature dark blue, almost black color scheme became their hallmark. And technically, its internal frame was actually the basis for the Gundam Emulata, the lead suit at the start of Zeta Gundam. So there's a clear line of technological evolution there.
Wow, so these 2 GMs really tell a story about the shift in power and technology after 0083.
They absolutely do. It's subtle, but it's baked into their history.
So looking at the whole set then, FW Gundam Converge #28. It really is quite a package. You get this diverse mix, different eras, different roles, from main suits to support craft to these historically significant grunt upgrades.
Yeah, it really speaks to Gundam's enduring appeal, doesn't it? You get the excitement of the new with G-Qual-X, but also these deep cuts from the Universal Century, like the GM Custom and GM Quell, that carry so much narrative weight. It makes you think, what really stands out to you about how these tiny figures capture such big parts of the Gundam saga? From the tech side to the story's significance. And hey, if you're enjoying this kind of detailed look into the Gundam universe, definitely consider subscribing. We'll be diving into more like this soon.